If you're serious about AI governance, if you're thinking about data protection as a career, or if you believe that human agency must survive in an AI-driven world, you need to listen carefully. Because I'm about to show you the battlefield you're stepping into. But if you think AI doesn't need human integrity, this is your exit. Because if you don't care about protecting human judgment in an AI automated world, nothing I say will matter to you. But if you believe humans should not become spectators to machine decisions, if you believe meaningful human control must survive in the age of AI, then stay with me. Because this is where it gets serious. Let me ask you, when a loan application is rejected, do you really think a human read it? When a candidate gets rejected by an automated hiring AI system, do you again believe a person actually considered their profile? Think again. More often than not, you are being judged by an algorithm. And the so-called human in the loop? Often they're just a rubber stamp, a checkbox, a compliance artifact, a comforting illusion. If you want to thrive in AI governance or data protection, you cannot ignore this, because this illusion is your battlefield. You see, AI governance isn't only about memorizing laws and ticking boxes. It's about deciding whether humans will retain authority in a world where machines can act faster, smarter, and more persistently than any of us. And that's where you come in. You are entering a profession that decides whether humans retain real authority in an automated society or merely perform it like trained circus monkeys. I'm Anja Merchant, founder and chief legal counsel at Law-Artificial Integrity. I studied artificial intelligence and ethics at the University of Cambridge. I built my legal career at top-tier law firms like DLA Piper and Norton Rose Fulbright, advising on AI risk deployment, system design, and data protection. I'm not saying this to impress you. I'm saying this because I've been in the rooms where AI decisions are approved, delayed, defended, redesigned when they got too close to regulatory or ethical collapse. I've watched how human oversight is presented, and I need you to hear this loud and clear. The human in the loop is often compliance theater. It's a performance of control, a story of accountability, and a structural illusion. So let me ask you, if you can't see through it, what happens? Do you become part of the theater and sign off on decisions you don't fully understand? Or worse, do you get locked out of the rooms where real accountability lies and power decisions are made? Make no mistake, both humans and organizations are part of the compliance theater problem. It's not just you. Humans often defer to machines because of automation bias. We trust what looks reliable, what moves fast, what everyone else seems to accept. It's a natural flaw. Organizations, they design systems to move fast, to protect themselves legally, and to appear compliant. The human in the loop is often packaging, not protection. It's optics, not genuine, meaningful authority. So, which side do you want to be on? The rubber stamp human or the one who actually shapes accountability? Let's break it down. You've heard the term human in the loop and you've nodded along. It sounds ethical, responsible, reassuring. Sounds like governance, no? But ask yourself, when thousands of applications, alerts, and decisions are processed per second, is that human meaningfully intervening? Or are they just clicking approve because the system forces speed and efficiency over human judgment? That phrase, human in the loop, sounds reassuring, that humans are in control. It sounds ethical. It sounds responsible. It sounds like governance. But often it's corporate tagline and branding. In 2026, automated hiring systems reject candidates at scale. Loan approval engines process thousands of applications per hour. Fraud detection systems freeze accounts in milliseconds. Tell me in the comment section, how many of you, your friends, acquaintances are being rejected by hiring AI, being denied loans, having your bank and trading accounts frozen? And do you have access to a meaningful human in the loop you can talk to? Technically, yes, there is a human somewhere in the workflow, But are they meaningfully reviewing your matter? Or are they clicking approve on a queue designed to move too fast for real human scrutiny? That is the illusion. Human oversight is marketed as a safety feature, but in many systems it functions as regulatory optics, a compliance layer. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If you enter AI governance thinking your role is to ensure there's a human somewhere, you have already misunderstood the problem. Because the real question is not, is a human present? The real question is the human meaningful in their role? Does the human meaningfully understand and have actual authority to question and override the AI system? And this is where you come in. This is where you decide who you are professionally. If you enter this field thinking that your role is to verify that a human exists somewhere in the workflow, you will, for a short while, become administratively useful but strategically irrelevant. Your career upside and long-lasting success lies in dissecting human oversight mechanisms, in examining human authority, friction, override incentives, to examine whether the human has actual authority or merely formal presence. You need to interrogate. Is this human structurally meaningful or procedurally cosmetic? Because your credibility in this field will be measured by what and how you are willing to question, not simply what you are willing to sign off on. A human in the loop is not a job title. It's a role in a decision system. It means you or someone like you has the authority and responsibility to intervene in an AI-driven decision, either at the moment a decision is made or at the level where the system itself is designed. There are two layers to this. And if you don't understand them, you won't know where you fit or where the real power sits. The first is the operational human in the loop. This is the person reviewing individual AI decisions inside a business function. You'll find this layer in banking, a senior underwriter or credit risk officer reviewing an AI-flagged high-risk loan. If the officer can genuinely override and escalate concerns, that's real human oversight. But if they're simply approving outputs under speed and quota pressure, that's compliance theater. A talent acquisition manager reviews AI-filtered CVs. If they can question exclusion criteria and override bias, that's meaningful. If they're scanning 300 auto-rejections per hour with no model visibility, it's symbolic. A financial crime analyst reviewing frozen accounts. If they can reinstate access quickly and aren't penalized for overrides, that's real authority. A clinician reviewing an AI diagnostic tool that flags a tumor or predicts patient risk. If the doctor can critically assess the model's reasoning and disagree without institutional penalty, that's meaningful human oversight. If the doctor is simply expected to trust the system to reduce liability, that's dangerous illusion. Operational human in the loop is a decision-level intervention. You are inside the system. Now, structural human in the loop. This is where AI governance professionals sit. You are not reviewing one loan, one CV, one fraud alert, or one diagnosis. You are designing the oversight structure itself. Roles here include AI governance manager, responsible AI lead, data protection officers, AI risk and compliance counsel, model risk managers. Instead of asking, should this one decision stand? You ask, does the reviewer have enough time? Are overrides tracked? Are incentives discouraging intervention? Is bias being monitored? Is this compliant with regulation? Does the human truly have authority or just formal presence? You don't sit in the queue. You design whether the queue respects human judgment. That is strategic leverage. Here's your career choice. You can enter at the operational layer in credit risk, HR, fraud, healthcare review, compliance operations. You learn how AI decisions function in the real world. Or you can move towards the structural layer, AI governance, risk advisory, data protection, responsible AI strategy, where you shape accountability at scale. Here's the truth. Most organizations have operational reviewers, Very few have strong structural oversight. That gap is where demand is growing. Regulators don't just want a human somewhere. They want demonstrable, meaningful human control. So you decide what you want to become. Do you want to be the person reacting to AI outputs or the person who defines whether those outputs are allowed to stand at all? Choose deliberately, because the second path is where influence, longevity, and leadership in AI governance are built. We are not living through a routine technological upgrade. We are living through a transition in how decisions are made at scale. This is a civilizational moment. The field of AI governance exists to ensure that as intelligence becomes artificial, human agency does not become optional. That's why I take this profession with near sacred seriousness. Because technology does not possess a conscience. Markets do not possess a conscience. Institutions as well do not possess conscience. Only humans do. And conscience without integrity is unstable. If we in the AI governance field get distracted by commercial incentives, intimidated by power, or seduced by convenience, then governance is vacuous symbolism. And symbolic governance will not protect humanity. You will agree with me that the future of human agency will not be preserved by sheer optimism. It can only be preserved by disciplined, principled humans who refuse to compromise on integrity when it matters the most. Do you think you'll be the person with the intellectual and moral courage who refuses to compromise on integrity? There is a psychological phenomenon called automation bias. Humans tend to trust algorithmic suggestions, especially when the system has a reputation or narrative of high accuracy. Now combine that with interface design. Many operational dashboards make overriding AI decisions time-consuming, bureaucratically painful, or performance risky. If you override too often, you are flagged as inefficient. If you slow down the queue, you miss quotas. If you question the AI system, you become difficult. So what happens? People differ, click, approve, move on. And in that moment, the human in the loop becomes a rubber stamp. Not because the person is incompetent, but because the system is engineered to make meaningful human intervention costly. So, what can you actually do about this? You train yourself to ask different questions. How long does a human reviewer actually have per decision? What incentives govern their performance metrics? What happens to someone who overrides the model too often? Is override friction technical, cultural, or political? That is governance, not ticking boxes. That is how you move from junior compliance analyst to strategic AI risk advisor. Most AI professionals are trained to only ask, is there human oversight? Very few are trained to ask, is that human oversight structurally meaningful? That difference is leverage, and I really want you to have it in your AI governance career. So, what does that mean for you? You want practical steps. Good. Here's what you do if you're serious. Firstly, study system failure, not just regulation. Don't just read the AI Act. Read case studies of AI failures, hiring bias scandals, credit scoring discrimination, automated content moderation disasters. See where humans were absent or, much worse, present but powerless. Second, learn basic technical architecture. You do not need to code. But you must understand training data, model drift, feedback loops, human override mechanisms. Third, map incentives. In every hypothetical scenario, ask, who benefits from speed? Who benefits from caution? Where is the pressure? Fourth, practice escalation thinking. If this system fails publicly tomorrow, who speaks? What documentation protects the company? What documentation exposes it? Build courage now. Step 5. Get comfortable with disagreeing with the AI output, because one day you will stand in a room with the product team, with deadlines, with pressure, and you must be willing to say no. This is how you train judgment. This is how you build leverage. And this is how you become trusted under uncertainty. Here's the part most students and AI governance aspirants don't realize. Corporations are not evil masterminds trying to bypass oversight. Most are moving fast under competitive pressure. They want innovation, they want efficiency, they want market share, but they also want protection. They want someone in the room who can say, this human oversight mechanism has been rigorously tested and is meaningful in practice, not simply symbolic. Because the reviewer has real authority to override AI outputs, sufficient time to exercise judgment, has access to the model's rationale and clear escalation pathways. It is legally sound under applicable regulatory standards and ethically defensible. And operationally integrated, so oversight isn't bypassed by performance pressure. If you can say that calmly, strategically, I promise you'll be irreplaceable. You won't be stopping innovation. Rather, you'll be protecting it for decades to come. You'll be doing AI governance with integrity, protecting long-term enterprise and product viability. That is mature AI governance, and that is corporate responsibility done properly. There are moments in history when humanity transitions from agrarian to industrial, from analog to digital. We are now transitioning from human-directed systems to automated ones. And this time, the shift touches human cognition itself, the one facet humans believed would never be touched. That realization is what deeply compels me. AI governance is one of the most intellectually stimulating fields I've encountered. It demands systems thinking, ethical reasoning, legal precision, and technical fluency. But beyond the stimulation, beyond the employment and economic prospects, which are extraordinary, I feel something deeper: responsibility. Because if automation expands without integrity, it does not merely optimize processes. I submit to you that the profession of AI governance, when practiced properly, is probably a most noble one from humanity's perspective. It preserves the human hand on the lever of power. It ensures that speed does not outrun conscience. I started Artificial Integrity and this channel because I see the exceptional prospects for those entering this field, not only economically but existentially. You are choosing whether humanity remains deliberate in an age of acceleration. I dedicate my life's work to that preservation. Because at this juncture, this fragile pivotal moment, human integrity is not optional. It is the difference between the advancement of humanity and our erosion. And I believe there are others who feel this calling too. Perhaps you are one of them. So here's a wake-up call. If you enter this field chasing titles, a high salary, or certifications, you will at best be average. But if you enter this field training your judgment and courage, you will be rare. And I promise you, if you become rare, you will be the human that does not struggle for opportunity or any economic benefit in the age of artificial intelligence. The human in the loop illusion is not just a design flaw, it is a test. A test of whether you will hide behind systems, submit to machine authority, or take responsibility for how they are built and deployed. AI will scale, autonomy will increase, velocity will accelerate. The question is whether you will scale your professional discipline and integrity alongside it. If you remain an ineffective spectator in a compliance theater spectacle, this field will overwhelm and engulf you and your job pretty quickly. However, if you choose to take charge of your future and be a decision maker, a guardian of accountability in an AI-driven world, then train now, train your judgment, train your systems thinking, train your courage. Do not unconsciously submit to machine authority over humans. Strive to retain quality human responsibility in the age of AI through meaningful human intervention. You can do that as an AI governance professional. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and leave a comment if this content resonates with you. Please visit lawfiscalintegrity.ai to check out our work. Links in the description below. Because artificial intelligence needs human integrity.